the return of Tower of Trials, and with that, of course, some really, really good rewards. I mean, this is great for pretty much any player that plays the game. I mean, the amount of Super Awakening and Anvils and pretty much everything you get from this is great. Now, we were, of course, hoping for a reset of the OG or kind of the main Tower of Trials we have at the moment, but I don't think they're going to be doing that anytime soon, and this will still definitely hold up for a kind of anniversary event, but we're going to be jumping in with this team here, pretty much just your regular Archangel team. Might even go ahead and equip some food just to try and speed things up, but see just how fast we can run through this one, because unfortunately they haven't really raised the difficulty of the Tower of Trials. I mean, it is no longer really seen as the hardest content in the game. On its initial release, you know, even had people like myself only being able to get to stage 22 or 23, and then granted, look, I was free to play at the time, but I mean, the content has definitely kind of plateaued and reached the same level. They're kind of focusing on the demonic beast battles as the hardest stuff of the game, or kind of the cream of the crop. So we'll see. Once again, free rewards are still free rewards, so whether it's from doing an event like this or just logging in, I'm more than happy to do whatever they like, and this stuff is still super, super fun. I mean, I definitely preferred it a lot more on its release. Kind of having that difficulty of being free to play as well was super, super nice and refreshing, but at the same time, having the level of ease of now being a person who spends a bit of money on the game, it's really good, and I'm keen to see what kind of stuff they'll bring to Origins and stuff like that, or even the Black Clover game that's coming out in the future, what kind of cool PvE modes they'll bring, because I definitely like the whole PvP side of things, but PvE content is also a huge, huge thing for me. Being a big Monster Hunter fan, of course, loving spending just hours and hours of my day just grinding for certain percentage loot drops and all that stuff. However, I do say that in the Skull and Hardy cards, they only seem to be the most intriguing thing to me. Maybe if I had a 3/6 or higher Freya, I'd probably be a little bit more interested in that. Just because the speed at which you can do that stuff becomes so much quicker once you get the Abyss effect on her ultimate leveled up, but hey, what can you do? It's unfortunate. But yeah, the team on that's still fine. I can still get through the runs pretty quickly and pretty much guaranteed. Still have yet to do the third floor of the Nidhogg Demonic Beast battle, though I am really wanting to go ahead and get to the card set before I go ahead and try to do that. I do also think that maybe if in next week's update we do get a new character, a lot of people thinking it's going to be the Megilda that's been leaked for the Demonic Beast battle. She's going to have some kind of passive that makes the Holy Relic work in stuff other than the bird, which will be interesting. Would also probably have to be something that makes her go for the Goddess race. So, oh no, is this charge attack I'm going to kill? Oh, perfect. I was real scared. Margaret is super, super weak there. That'll probably be some of the only times we fail getting this one tap, because as you guys have probably noticed, Mile is completely sweeping absolutely everyone in this. I mean, this is only some of the earlier stages, but I don't think even as we get towards level 20 and 25, the enemy CC is going to jump a crazy amount. I think even when it comes to story content in the game, the CC on that's kind of stopped. There's a point where some of the story missions were really, really hard, and I actually think one of the more recent ones where you verse the Demon King or Demon Meliodas, but that was also really, really difficult, and the first story mission I've actually had to reset in, which was very, very surprising. I had to kind of exit the event, build the team more orientated around what it was doing instead of just, you know, all the new characters on my team, and go ahead and retry that one. So we'll go ahead and just go for, yeah, AoE single target from now on. I don't think any of the ads are going to really be able to survive any of these attacks. I probably should have used a different team other than the Archangels as well, just because we've been seeing so much of it on the channel. This one will probably come out as of update day, or maybe the day after. And I do still really want to continue the kind of just going through the main DPS characters of the game with the Mael Grace. Kind of spices things up a bit, and also allows us to use that Mael as association still, which I'm really, really enjoying. Definitely helped out a ton on the Purgatory Meliodas video. I do still think Mael is a little bit better than Purgatory Melee. I just think with his whole True Darkness or Dark Magic ability that he gets, when you get that, it should be a one-tap. I know the Demon team can't do any of the stat reduction and all that kind of stuff that it does to the other teams that it doesn't do to the Archangels. But I still think, even against Archangels, if you have something like a level 2 single target card, you should be able to just completely delete someone, and there are a lot of instances in that video where they would just survive, and with quite a bit of HP as well. There was a couple times where I just underestimated how tanky the opponent's Mael was, and they ended up surviving with quite a bit of HP. This will be interesting as well, just to see how much of box CC I go up after all this, because, I mean, cosmetic upgrades, super breaking coins, anvils, all stuff that's really good, and I actually have the gold to kind of spend it now. Quite a few gems as well, so Keen to see if maybe by the next 2 banners, I might not have to spend any money whatsoever. I might get to save and just use the free-to-play stuff because, yeah, with the amount of login events and stuff they have at the moment, it is so good, which is something Grand Cross has done so well. A lot of people will say this is a very pay-to-play game, which there are very few aspects, I think, that do that. Box CC is a really, really big one, and then a lot of people don't understand the whole summoning thing I find in certain games. You don't have to summon for absolutely every character. Finally starting to see some of the ads survive these attacks. Yeah, there are so many characters which you can go ahead and skip on, and so many people make videos on whether or not you should summon or skip a banner based on, you know, what your account's like. I honestly think as well what kind of team you'll be running in PvP should also play a huge part into that. Don't try and build the Fairy team and the Archangel team and the Demon team. Try and stick to kind of a certain race if you must, just because that's usually how the teams are built, you know. Archangel and Demons are probably going to be the strongest ones. I'd probably say just for safety going with Demons. The main character of the series obviously being a Demon character means we're going to get a lot of Demon releases and a lot of strong ones. But the Archangel team also has a lot of really good picks at the moment, and it's probably my best team, or my personal what I think is the strongest team in the game. But yeah, don't have to summon for every character. Obviously waiting for those really good premium banners. Sometimes, who knows, maybe even skipping out on the Ragnarok unit for a little bit and then waiting till they come back. It's just small things like that. There's so many banners where it's like, you shouldn't touch it whatsoever. Side banner units are terrible. Grand Cross's rates are okay, but it kind of balances out with how good the PD is in this game. Unlike other games, I had a friend that was summoning on Global Dokkan for the new God Coup that released. 1,200 stones just to get the God Goku, and then, I mean, someone who was a little bit fortunate, like myself, I bought the tickets and then just got him in the ticket multis, so unlike in Grand Cross, he probably could have got the Goku in 1,000 stones if there was a pity and could have saved himself the 200, so it is unfortunate, but pity, the amount of stones, or gems, I should say, that we get in this game from login events, and even if you just do PvP or if you don't do PvP and the ungeared one just rakes in the gems for you, that's like 50 gems minimum if you're in the highest ranks, so stuff like that is really, really good. And then I know a lot of events as well you can do fairly easy. They're bringing stuff out every week, so I still think Grand Cross is super free-to-play game, and then you can easily have higher CC teams than me and not spend money on the game. If you just focus on building the one team, you can easily end up out CCing me in some of these matches. I know the whole box CC thing will help me out, but just due to the amount of characters I've invested in, I don't have the amount of hammers to 15% all the units I have UR gear for, whereas someone who's a day one player that's free to play, I have multiple people in my guild that don't spend much money on the game, and they still have way higher CC teams for their base team, but then when it comes to the box CC side of things, I outdo them a little bit. I don't know. It's a very well designed game. I wish we still had as much development team on it as we did back in the day. I think the last banner we got 2 units on the banner was it was Skadi and the second Celestial Elite, the guild boss one. Other than that, like, we used to get dual units all the time. I think Sora posted a tweet as of recent where he got double Estarossa, the red Estarossa and the green Estarossa on release. I completely forgot they were even the same banner, so there's that. Yeah, and I'm guessing they'll do stuff like that on Origins when it releases. That's still supposed to be 2024, if I'm not mistaken. I heard stuff about that, and then they have also did a Q&A. I think they also did one for the Black Clover game, but they were very, they were very quiet about everything, so I'm not sure if it was really worth my time. And by the time I woken up, there was 4 or 5 videos on it anyways. That's the whole thing with being Australian and the 9 to 5 thing. Not only is it hard for me to find time in the afternoon to do my recordings and thumbnails and still have a social life, eat dinner, etc. Play other games, play some Overwatch. Time zones, so usually everything releases when I'm asleep and I'm not waking up to kind of do a news video on information that's been released on another game. If I didn't work the 9 to 5, I'd be, obviously this would be the only thing I was doing 100%. I'd by all means go ahead and wake up and do that kind of stuff and wake up for a midnight release of a unit and summon, but it's a bit tricky. I know it's probably something I should do, but man, it's too hard. But then we're 10 stages into this now. I feel like I've done a lot of rambling, which is good. Try and make this content just a little bit more interesting. Have a couple topics to talk about, but yeah, still working to get some of the Dokkan content on the channel. Still want to get an overlay for Dokkan. I feel like there's some pretty nice ones. Derpy, an absolute Photoshop maniac, posted some on Twitter as well as of recent. I think someone's already paid for them and had their name and stuff put on it, but man, he is something else. I wish I was... I don't know, the Photoshop has definitely gotten better over time. I still think there's a while way to go. I feel like I've at least kind of identified a style that I like to go through, but there's always improvements to be made everywhere. And especially with the video editing side of things, I just find video editing takes a lot longer than, you know, the Photoshop, and Photoshop is kind of the thing that catches your eye, gets you on the video. So I definitely like to do more heavily edited videos. Maybe when it comes to stuff like summons, I might just try and focus on editing those, kind of build up my speed a little bit, and then start editing the PvP videos and these videos here. However, there isn't any super high action stuff here going on. Maybe if I did a collaboration with someone or a couple people, maybe. You never know. Yeah, we could try and super edit that to make it kind of the best video possible, but once again, we'll just have to wait and see how things go there. I wonder if Mael's just going to be able to one-tap for both of these, or Netmarble's probably going to do me dirty and they'll both have revives. Oh no, Gila's dead, and I take it if she is like the main character and doesn't have a revive, Jericho will be dead too. Oh, look at that. Man, I know Mael already got full costumes, which is the first character I've had do that in ages, ever maybe? Oh no, I feel like they're pretty harsh when it comes to giving characters max cosmetics straight off the bat, but I'd really like them to get a better looking one. As you guys probably see, I rock the SSR costume on majority of the showcases I do with him. I just think it looks so clean. I know I've really talked up one of the headpieces on the red and gold outfit, but then again, man, it's just the whole outfit isn't really my thing. We'll see if we can one-tap these guys as well with the AoE. Might be slowing down a little bit as well. And hey, I mean, if you guys at home still haven't done this content, by all means, start that timer and see how long it'll take you to try and get it done. Oh, look at that, man. It's so nice. Who knows, maybe the demon team might be able to clear this a little bit quicker, but you're thinking with how the darkness stacks and how melee has to build up, this will probably the best way to run things. Definitely might be. Maybe even some kind of Ragnarok team with Brun, Sigurd, and maybe Festival King, especially if you have the Holy Relic. Could be pretty nice, because that's a lot of turn 1 burst damage, just with what you're kind of focusing on here if you're trying to get them going. Well, I use that for a bunch of different things as well. Farming is really nice. I do need to do a little bit more overnight farming. We've ran out of meals when it comes to a lot of things. The attack food that you saw me use at the beginning is kind of my last set. I don't really have any ingredients left, which I usually like to keep around 3 to 4 stacks of ingredients. As well, whilst we're talking about the account, full account showcase is now on the channel well after I hit the 12 million bucks CC. So if you guys are interested on literally anything in the account, every single character's gear, their cosmetics, rolls on all of the gear, the ingredients, my actual box, my brawl teams, literally anything you want to find on the account is in that video. So go check it out. It's taken 3 years to get here. Not 3 years of YouTube, unfortunately. I'd love for that to be the case, but 3 years of actually playing this game. It's been day 1 I've been playing this one, and I think day 3 of the JP version I started. I just don't think there was an awful lot of news about it. I didn't watch any YouTube on the game on its release as well, so I was kind of missed out, and then a friend showed me. I was like, oh, look what I've got. Oh, damn. I should probably get on that and start grinding, but yeah, it was a bit hard to play at that time as well. I wasn't a person that really translated everything, so a lot of stuff I was doing was wrong. Having characters with full gear sets of attack when obviously everyone knows how the whole skill bonuses work now. Goddamn, honestly didn't think we'd be taking as long as we are. 15 minutes in, and we're only halfway through. I thought this would be like 15 minutes altogether, but I suppose about a minute for each floor. It does make sense considering you've got the loading times, the intros, the card, like animations, all that kind of stuff. Maybe that does make sense. Also, speaking of animations, when are we going to get ultimate duos again? I know it's, or like the, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the special ultimates where characters, you have them as association, they get a different one. The last one they did that with is the Escanor, the original Escanor, not the one or ultimate Escanor. And he wasn't even like that on release. They added a later date, so that shows that they can go ahead and do that stuff. Whether or not they want to do that, you know, they're really liking to one character every second update, as little as possible, repeat the same boss, save money for Origins, but this game draws me quite a bit of money, so I don't know why they're not enticed to spend just a little bit more money on the game. It would be very kind of them, since who knows, we never know what Origin's going to be like. Is Origins going to come out and I'm not going to like the way it plays? Who knows? Genshin was fun. I think I just joined the Genshin wagon a little too late. Would the channel be going a little bit better if I mainly played Genshin? Probably. I see tons of Genshin YouTube videos, and I didn't even watch Genshin, where they have 400,000 views. Can you? 400,000. Nug is the top, by far, Grand Cross content creator. He gets around 50,000, if I'm not mistaken, per video on average. Back in the day, of course, when Grand Cross released, you can check some of his top videos. They're around, once again, that same 500,000 mark, but the community on Grand Cross is very small, which is also done absolute wonders for it. A lot of really toxic and negative people left the community. I find what's kind of left of it is a really good small portion of the players that were great at the beginning of the game, and now they're still stuck around, and there's still a lot more positive people, because yeah, this game was probably way more toxic back in the day, but hey, glad to see what it's become. Man, Simon, please tell me your ads don't have any revives left on you as well. That'd be great. Alright, now that I'm actually waiting for it, these intros and actually going through all the cards does take a little bit. So how about we shoot for just a 25-minute, get all the stages done, 26 at the latest, and I mean, I think if you're looking to beat it when it comes to time, then you're really going to be shooting for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, because I feel like we've been at a pretty good pace here. Not going to lie. Not going to lie. We got Jillian. We're not even going to scroll now. We're just going to straight to the next one. Artifact set, we are using the Trio of Troublemakers, so I think it's just an extra 6% damage to all cards. Not the single target one, because I assumed it would be using the Myella AoE for pretty much majority of these stages. Oh man. Oh man. I still really need to grind out that Skull and Hardy set. It's after I've done recording and everything's done for the day, it's the last thing I want to do to try and grind that stuff, and I know I need to get done anyways because of all the holy relics that can be made from it. I don't have a crazy amount left. I still have to do Cusack as well for his Mael Association showcases, which I should probably just focus on that and think less of the Skull and Hardy card, but I know I'm going to get either the Skull or the Hardy card and then get a dupe of it, and it's going to completely ruin my day, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Man, even grinding the Deer card was bad enough, and I really lucked out on that. I had people that spent hours upon hours grinding just the one card, and I got it relatively quickly within my first 20 attempts, I think, of like the full 3 floors, so yeah, 60 stages. I know the first and second floor have a lot lower rates and almost impossible to get them there, but I did also, doing my daily demons, I did the Belmoth raid, and two of the extra raids out of the 3, because I did the simultaneous clear, ended up getting the card, which, I mean, that's gonna have a pretty rare chance, I assume, so I probably used a little bit of my luck. With how things went on the Mael banner, I'm assuming they're saving my luck for something else, so if they really want to proc it out in this grinding thing, I'm fine with spending money and only getting the unit guaranteed, but if we can save time, that valuable time, that'd be much preferred. Moving on to Slater. Do y'all guys remember when Blue Slater was the GOAT? Week 1 and Week 2 of PvP, man's absolutely tore up. Him and the blue giant Deanne with the Rupture AoE, man, those two guys were insane. Absolutely crazy. I'm trying to think if anyone else was really strong. Green Jericho was an absolute menace. Cannon Meliodas was obviously really good, having the whole cannon thing. Just being able to bring back a match with just one card was crazy good. Other day 1 characters, because we definitely had a different day 1 list than the Japanese version had. They decided to give us a whole bunch of SSR characters to kind of help us catch up, which I think was a marvelous decision on their behalf. Let's go start here. Yeah, the SR Brawler Bomb was great because he had the Ultra Reduction card. His stance card was kind of useless, not gonna lie. We're also gonna try and keep up the pace with this one here. I mean, I can look at the actual character list whilst we're waiting for some of these animations to play through. Yeah, don't think any of the other DNs were good. I remember having the blue small DN when Ifrit initially came out, if any of you guys were there for the initial Reincarnators of Slime collab. She was crazy, having the Rupture card worked wonders. Elaine was very useful for the King final boss, which, let me know in the comment section down below, how many of you guys were day one players? How many of you guys remember all these final bosses and stuff like that from the game? Because I know heaps of people may be day one players, but you know, people get tired of gacha games, they take breaks. Looks like we're starting to lose a bit of time by going this second turn here. But yeah, all that stuff, burnout happens, even if you're just playing the game for fun. Like that stuff, you can still get tired of a game. New game comes out and you want to play that for sure. There's still tons of games I want to go ahead and play. I really want 100% Breath of the Wild again before Tears of the Kingdom comes out, but hey look, I'm absolutely loving Overwatch at the moment. I just hit Diamond, so time for that? Not really. After this video, I gotta go ahead and record another 2 before tonight's done. It's getting a bit late, but oh well, we might just have to do a bit of aim training tonight. No comp, unfortunately. Well, all of my like duo and my trio stacker, either in different spots, so not near the computer, or have like uni and tape and stuff. So solo queuing's not the greatest thing. It just leaves more space for bad teammates. Green SR Guild Thunder, actually, because of the defense passive, was also a monster. Red Gotha, there's so many characters here that are just bring back memories. Oh man. Bloody, when Netmarble had the amazing idea to do a Stranger Things collab. Will we ever get part 2? Who knows? If we do and don't get Dustin, if we don't get Dustin, I'm going to be insanely disappointed in them. I thought he'd be in the initial collab. Well. I doubt many people have watched Stranger Things anyway. It's alright. It's okay. I think we're in the final 5 here, aren't we? We're in the 20s now? Oh yeah, 23. Here's where the big rewards come in and we get our Super Awakening coins. We're getting awfully close to having all of the units Super Awakened. And they're definitely going to get a lot cheaper because at the beginning, you're doing these units that are really high value units. They're, you know, the brand new Festival Purgatory Meliodas. You've summoned and you've only got the one copy. Paying for the lock on all of the other ones because you don't have the dupes for them ends up being really, really expensive. So all of these characters that I haven't done, they're SR units, they're R units, which you obviously can pretty much get 6 out of 6 for free because of how many dupes you get for them, but please tell me where. Yeah, we're gonna slow right down here. I mean, we've only got 22 minutes at this point, so still thinking the 25-26 minutes is gonna be all right. We'll have to see though. Yeah, I'm thinking hopefully I can kind of round that up soon. Not pushing for 13 mil box CC anytime. Or should I just go all AoEs? Nah, I'm wasting so much time here trying to figure out what I want to do. Single target cards, we'll just go with that. Okay, yeah, AoE would have been fine there. I'm just scared that the Mael single target card wasn't gonna kill Goddess Elizabeth, but we did already do the revive in the first turn. Oh no, we didn't. Oh no, this is such a big time drop. How dare you, Goddess Liz? I knew she'd come back and haunt me. I've been enjoying the Goddesses in PvP. The fact that you can have Mael unkillable basically for the first turn is great. I mean, majority of the time you should be going first with the Archangel team anyway, but if you like, you can play a real scummy turn 2 evade food team, which is what I think I ended up doing for my showcase using her. I've used her a couple times now though. She's really, really good, and it's kind of fun to see these units revived, not via something Netmarble has done like an easy A, or just by the character they made working so well with the Goddess Liz. Sariel. I was actually thinking of maybe using the Sariel instead of Margaret or someone like that, but I just thought, this is probably going to be the fastest team we can use, right? Am I going to bargain on my AoE one-tapping the dragons on the side? I think I am. Didn't work for the last one, so I don't know why I think it'd work for this. But you never know. Oh, small smoke outside as well. It's not good. Sariel healed back there. Surely if he heals, he doesn't also have a revive. Oh, perfect. We saved so much time with that one. That one's great. 24 minutes and 30 seconds. What have we got? 2 more? Trying to jitter click through these final ones. Obviously, you guys can also see by the length of the video. My recording may be a little bit longer because of the couple seconds at the beginning where the video kind of has to start, but final team Lido still. I think both of the side guys have revives on this one. So if we get double my AoE. Why not? I think I'm still just gonna go double AoE, but just use the Margaret one instead. 1 and 2, sweet. I still really wish I had some kind of ring light. That'll definitely have to be one of the next purchases, if not a new microphone, 100%. Oh no. I could have single targeted and saved so much. I could have sworn they had revives. Yeah, new microphone, I'm sure SM7B, if not a ring light, because when it gets to these points in the afternoon, there is nothing I can do to kind of put more light on my face, so I have the light on the roof and it just doesn't really help whatsoever. There we go. Triple single target. I might even skip the final one because there's no way he survives even one of these. Oh, he has revive as well? Okay, sweet. I'm definitely glad I went ahead and did the two of them then. That would have been throwing at that point. But in my corner, 25 minutes and 50 seconds. May cut off that extra second, 2 or 3 that we lose at the beginning of the video, but there we go. If you guys played alongside me, let me know if you ended up beating me or whether or not I won in the race, but that just about does it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If so, please leave a like and subscribe. Really means a lot to me, and I'll see you guys for some more Grand Cross content.